Hello, everyone. It's great to see you all, as always. I'm Demi Mohammed, the Public Program Assistant at the Freer Gallery of Art. We thank you for joining us today for our art-based meditation session brought to you by the National Museum of Asian Art. Today's meditation will be led by Aparna as we focus on a Japanese wood block print from 1858, which was during the Edo period. The print focuses on three sumo wrestlers as they relax, possibly backstage in the stable where they lived and trained. Again, we thank you for joining us, and I'll pass it to Aparna to get us started.
Thank you so much, Demi, for opening up today's session. Namaste, everybody. Namaste to one and all who's here. Thank you so much for choosing to share this afternoon of art and meditation with us. And I'm so happy that curator Kit Brooks is here today to help us understand this work of art more from the historical perspective. And it's been a pleasure watching her videos in the past 2 weeks and learning about some of the artworks in the collection. And today, again, we continue with that thread of cherry blossoms because our artwork does feature these beautiful flowers, but from another perspective, perhaps. And the idea behind this offering today is that while we can always read about facts, we can learn about what we don't know. We can definitely learn about those through facts, but then we can also develop our own understanding by mindfully and meticulously observing what it is. And that is the idea we could explore through this artwork today. So even if you don't know anything about this artwork, just try to practice with an open mind. We'll be going through a mindfulness practice, and we'll try to relax our awareness as much as we can. And from that place of relaxed awareness, let's look at the artwork, and slowly we'll try to come to an intuitive understanding of this artwork. And then after the meditation, we have curator Kit Brooks to guide us and see, how many of our own inferences match with what was the reality. So if you're ready to start your practice, please find a way of sitting upright. And you can make that posture as comfortable as you want. Maybe prop your back with a pillow. You could sit up on a meditation cushion. And then close your eyes. I would suggest that all of us close our eyes because our practice will be quite visual. It helps to give these eyes a break. Just letting the eyelids drop the curtains over the eyes. And then let us arrive into our practice first. To do so, just observe where your attention is. And as you transition towards the practice today, if your attention is magnetizing to something that was or something that will be, you can invite your awareness to where your body meets the chair or the floor. Wherever the body is connected to the element of earth, just bring your attention there. Now that becomes a physical tool that our attention can attach to and experience a sense of being here now. Mind wanders away, just come back to these points of contact. And then slowly try to sense the rest of the body. And if you feel that the body could take up more space, make those adjustments and let your body land onto whatever is supporting it. like your entire body is falling a little bit heavier. A deeper sense that the body is here now. Then, having anchored your body in this way, lengthen the spine. Lengthen the spine from the foundations in your feet, sits bones. And just check if your head tends to drop forward. You may push it back or slightly tuck your chin, lining up the head and neck with the spine. Cultivating that balanced space between relaxation and awareness. Now we'll move our attention through the body. And as I mentioned, each part of the body, simply notice the sensations there. If there are none, just observe that. And then we'll notice the space in that body part, the shape, the volume, where those sensations manifest themselves. We'll start with the right and the left hands. Notice the sensations in your right and left hands. Notice the shape of your right and left hands, where these sensations are. Then let's try to feel the presence of our hands through an awareness of these sensations, as well as the volume within the hands. When that is complete, let's continue this introceptive and proprioceptive journey of space and sensations into the forearms. Right and the left forearms. Elbows. Upper arms. Shoulders. Chest and the upper back. The abdomen, lower back. The hips, right and the left side of the hip. The feet, right and the left thighs. Right and the left knees. The right and the left lower legs. The feet. the neck, the head, the entire body all at once. The entire body all at once. If you couldn't see or move your body, then you know of your body's presence through these sensations and the space that it occupies. Take a moment to notice this energetic presence that you are in the space where you are. And when you feel this sense of embodiment, gently open your eyes and soften your gaze so that you're not really reaching out to grasp any information, but rather allowing that information to reach you. We will now go through a visual exploration of this wood block print from 1858. You notice that it's a triptych, has 3 parts to it. And each segment is about 14 inches tall and 9 inches wide. You could imagine that this entire work would be almost 3 feet wide. Can you take a moment to imagine if you were in the museum and standing in the presence of this work of art, how that would feel? How would it scale up with respect to your own body? Then open your eyes and we'll now go on to look at each of these 3 sumo wrestlers in detail. And at this point, feel free to even sit in the way each of these sumo wrestlers is sitting, if you feel that that will give you a sense of what's perhaps happening in this scene. We'll start with this prominent figure right here in the center. You might be able to notice his huge body, very muscular, stubby fingers, and his left hand placed on the left knee, and the right hand holding a goblet with some yellow colored drink. We see stripe patterns and then repetitive motifs alternating in his robe. And then right in front of him here, we have a small table on which there is a platter of different kinds of food that is served. Perhaps we're able to recognize some of these food items on his table. You can also notice these wave-like patterns in the table with blossoms that have 5 petals, quite similar to the cherry blossoms in the backdrop. If you feel like, just try sitting just the way this wrestler is sitting here. He's in the center. He takes up the most prominent spot in a way in this work of art. Just open out your chest and just sit in that imposing posture for a few breaths and see how that makes you feel. And when that is complete, let's shift our attention to this person on the viewer's left. Again, well built. What's striking is the proportion of his arm that we can see here with respect to the hugeness of his body. And this person is holding something that looks like a musical instrument. Can we notice how even this person, even though he's not placed at the same height as the one in the middle, still has that imposing posture, taking up enough space. And when we look at the gaze of these two people, there's a steadiness to that gaze. This guy is wearing a robe with what seems like dragon-like prints. And on his right shoulder, there is an orange-colored shawl or throw of some sort. And the wiggly lines in all of these fabrics give us a feeling that this is some sort of a plush fabric. And then as we look across, we find that similarity, that plush nature of fabrics, which suggests something about the weather that they're in. And what's interesting is that there is this sense of continuity between the central print and the one on the viewer's left, which seems somewhat interrupted here in this third part of this triptych, rightmost. But then wherever it seems to continue, we can notice how this contributes to a sense of depth in what is otherwise largely flat. The table not continuing into this side. The fabric of this third person here, there's a break in the continuity of that fabric. We see similar features here in the cherry blossoms. But all of this also goes on to convey a sense of this third person not only sitting down, but also seated a little behind this center guy. He's holding a fan with a picture of someone running with an umbrella, maybe amidst a major storm, is conveyed by these curvy lines. And now as we look at the entire painting, it's interesting to note that there are only two bowls, two cups, and there are three persons in the scene. What could that mean? What do we notice about the gaze of this person on the right as compared to the other two figures in this work? So now let's just close our eyes and try to visualize this entire work in our mind's eye. Try to reimagine all of the details. And if you find any gaps in your imagination, you can always look back at the work. And this visualization be a way of dissolving the separation between ourselves as the viewer and this work as the subject of our attention. And when that is complete, let this work be, let its picture in our mind be. Take a few moments to further relax our awareness. We're not looking at the screen. Come back to our awareness of the whole body, specifically the outline of the body. Just imagine this silhouette, this outline of the body becoming less and less dense, as if the boundaries between what is within the body and what's outside is blurring. It helps. You could imagine all that is within the body be flooded by a light of any color of your choice. Light that represents consciousness, ability to sense, perceive, manifest. Your entire body relax, so the boundaries of the body feel more and more diffuse. And having relaxed ourselves in this way, and we now attune to that mental picture of the work of art. So I'm not trying to know anything about it, but just letting that picture be in our mind and allowing it to reveal itself. It may reveal something, it may not, but just letting it be, allowing any thoughts, ideas to reach us. We'll practice this in silence for about a minute. When that is complete, please open your eyes and to see how the work of art speaks to you now. What is it that you're able to see now that was perhaps not there before? How has the artwork revealed itself to you through this practice today? This practice feels complete. Maybe gently begin to come back to the body, come back to our presence through this body. Let's close by joining palms in prayer, bowing to the light within, bowing to the light of the teachings of yoga and the teachers since ancient times whose teachings have revealed this wisdom to us today. And maybe thank the creative energy of the artist who created this work of art that provided us a path to go inwards. And finally, maybe bow to each other, like we're saying, the light in me honors the light in you.